Namaste, welcome. This is Lighthouse Yoga and Astrology. We are looking at Stellarium. It is December 8th. It's almost 9 o'clock Central Time. Sirius is on the horizon. Sirius, and just above Orion. This is when we can see these stars much better in the wintertime, right? Because the sun is on its way to Sagittarius, and we get these stars in our night sky. And this is where we could say the Earth is actually located. Right? Wherever the sun is, the Earth is in the opposite place. So Orion, a lot of people know, is one of the lower houses, lower constellations of of Gemini. And let's pull up the constellation art so we can see this. We can talk about Orion some other time. This is just a little introductory test kind of video, so I'll try to get that dialogue off the screen. You know, it's so funny because it used to be you could click and you kind of click anywhere and it would pretty much turn off, but now pretty much anywhere you click it wants to jump on something. There's something out there somewhere. So anyway, we're looking at again, here's Orion, and you saw that bright star Rigel, Betelgeuse. I recently saw this amazing comparison of the sizes of the stars, and this one, Betelgeuse, man, is so massive. It's like our sun isn't even a pixel on the screen. Here's Gemini, right? The Geminids meteor shower. Let's turn these off, but you know, this is where those names come from: the Orionids, the Geminids, right? The Monocerotids, right? What a name for a unicorn, Monoceratops. All right. But other than the Earth over here in Gemini, Taurus, there's not a lot going on in the first half of the zodiac, except for what we have is Uranus over here in Aries. Right? And this is the big topic, and this has been the big topic for a lot of people all year, is this Uranus Saturn square. And in sidereal astrology, we have this in the cardinal signs, and it certainly makes it more significant. And if you want to talk about significance and associate things with the times that we're living in, to me, this Uranus Saturn in Aries Capricorn just speaks louder to what's going on. So I'm navigating slowly over here, and I apologize, but let me take off the ground so we can keep on navigating. It's such a beautiful night tonight. Moon and Jupiter right there together. They just are setting. I was just able to catch the moon on my way home from class, and it was a little too cloudy for Jupiter to shine through. But the other night, when the moon was over here with Venus in Sagittarius, that was spectacular. The moon was just past its eyelash phase, and you could just see it so beautifully. And Venus was exceptionally bright. Right, them together at the sunset was just fantastic. So I love to look for those things. Mercury and the Sun are in Scorpio. And again, I know everybody has, in Western astrology, you have this in Sagittarius. And I've made other videos and talked a lot about the precession and all the rest of that. Why we're a sign back has to do with the wobble of the sun, right, and the precession of the equinoxes. And everything is pretty much back a sign. If you're interested, there is an equation for the computation. You you add 5 degrees to whatever planet, whatever sign you're in. So you add 5 degrees. Let's say, where is Mercury right now in Western astrology? Let's say Mercury is at 15 degrees of Sagittarius, right? I think that might sound close to right. 15 degrees of Sagittarius, hypothetically, and you would add 5 degrees to that. You would bump that to 20 degrees, and then you would retreat one sign. So we would say Mercury is 20 degrees of Scorpio, and you know, I've gotten used to guesstimating, and that sounds about right. Somewhere 20 degrees Scorpio. And you can get more exact than that, but that's a really, really good rough calculation if you're looking at doing these kinds of things, just as a check-in, which is what we're doing here. So the Sun, Scorpio, Mercury, Scorpio, Mars, of course, in Libra, and this to me, I love Mars in Libra. The fire of Mars in the heart of Libra, and Libra, of course, it belongs to Venus, and it's an air sign. So Venus is giving you that extra something special, right? Venus is Taurus, which is feminine, and it's an earth sign, right? But Libra is masculine, it's an air sign, right? So Mars and Libra, I love this placement. There's something right about it, and maybe because it's squaring my Mars, that it gives me something special. But I think Mars is, even though a lot of people say it's debilitated, it's opposite, it's home in Aries. I think Mars and Libra get along just fine. All right. So again, now we're going back towards Libra, Leo, or excuse me, Virgo, Leo, Cancer, and we're going to end up back where we started, in Gemini and Taurus. So let's bring the ground back up so we can see. I like to leave the cardinal points because they do sit on the horizon, and when you take the horizon away, you can always use that as a reference in case you get disoriented when you're using this program. So again, Sirius is right there, coming up. You've got Rigel, really bright. You can see these stars. I live close to Chicago, and you can still see these stars. Sirius is really bright. You really can see. You'll be able to see Pollux and Castor over here. You can see Aldebaran, right, in Taurus. You can definitely see. What are the big ones can you see? You can make out some of these. You can make out Hamal and Sheratan, right, the first star. Right, you can make these out in Aries. You got to know where you're looking, and there is a phone app version of this. Sorry, see what I'm saying? You can't click on nothing. Try click on nothing. Anyway, that's just annoying now. I'll leave it alone. Let's click on something good. Uranus here, if I can find it. I always forget where they put the planets. They're a little to the side. Oh, for goodness sakes. Maybe it wants me to show you how to use the program. So here's a search window over here on the left sidebar. And you can just type in Uranus. There we go. I was clicking on it. You saw me. I was clicking on it. All right, there's Uranus. Over here you can see it's in Aries, right? It gives you the constellation. And it does this program does bring certain things up. Like when the planets are over here, it will put them in this sign. This is the constellation Cetus, right? And it will put things in that constellation. Right now, we could go click on the sun. And it's going to put the sun in Ophiuchus. I don't so much like, like is a strong word. I don't so much like or dislike, but I use the 12 signs. I don't play with the other constellations. I know some people do, and go on with your bad self. I am good with 12. The Ophiuchus here, right? This is this constellation here, and this is what they brought down as the 13th sign. The true sidereal astrology uses Ophiuchus. I was taught alchemical astrology, and we just use the 12 signs. I'm perfectly happy to recognize every constellation, right? Everything is it's all beautiful, but when we're dealing with charts and we're dealing with these interpretations, I think it's really best that we stick with the 12, especially if you're a beginner. Stick with the basics, and they will steer you really, really very much in the right direction. So that's my plug for the 12. Yeah, the sun, I think it's also going to tell you Mercury is in Ophiuchus. Yeah, you can see these over here, right here. Yeah, sun, Ophiuchus. All right. Now we're just messing around. There's Mars. And again, you can see Libra right here, Lib. But when Mars gets here, it's going to put it in Ophiuchus. It's not going to hold, or it'll stay consistent with that. All right. I could go on and on. I might continue this in another video, but I'm gonna leave it there for right now. Love one another. Take good care.